Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Solomon, and in today's video I'll be talking about the OnePlus 13. The variant I got is the 16 gigabyte 512 gigabyte of storage, and I got this a couple weeks ago, I believe January 8th, directly from Best Buy. So I did not get the free gifts that OnePlus offered on their online store. So instead I just received a $100 gift card from Best Buy. Today's video I'm just going to talk about my perspective of the OnePlus 13. There's a lot of reviews out there that talks about the OnePlus 13, but in this video I'm just gonna share my thought and experience using the device based on how I use it. So typically, I guess you will call a heavy user. I pretty much use this phone for pretty much everything from listening to music, watching videos like Netflix, YouTube, browsing the web, what have you. So I pretty much use it every day since then. I just recently received the Samsung S25 Ultra just last week, and I'm still and that's where my main SIM card has moved to as of last week. But before I even talk about the Samsung S25 Ultra, I want to get this video out. And I know I posted a video last week in regards to the OnePlus 13, but there's some issues with the recording, so here I am recording again. So hopefully this is a little bit better video than the previous one in terms of the audio quality. Without further ado, so the topic I'm going to be talking about in today's video, the fast charging capability of this OnePlus 13, how great having using the features has been delightful. Having to have the dual SIM card tray, having to have the IR blaster, having to have the feature of able to allocate ROM to RAM. I'll talk about that later down in the video. OnePlus famous, what they're known for is the slider alert. Glad that they have this. The 6,000 milliamp nano stack battery, or which also called the silicon carbon batteries, which is the new technology that many Chinese phones now use. And that's great to have, especially in this year's iteration. The triple 50 megapixel camera in collaboration with Hasselblad. I'll be talking about the Smooth OS and the IP68-69 rating, the great display from the device. I mean, it's been wonderful, and it looks like they received the DisplayMate A++ rating, whatever that means. But in a nutshell, it's a wonderful display. Then the first party accessories, the cases for the OnePlus, has an integrated ring, so that way you can use the MagSafe accessories. So they are MagSafe compatible, but you have to use the cases itself that has the ring, and the price tag in comparison to the current flagship that's being offered for this year. And also probably talk about the downside of having OnePlus 13. So let's get started. So like I said, I've been using this device for a couple weeks now, and it's been great. I've never had any issues. Um, Throughout the weeks I've been using it, night and day. I mean, having to have a large battery, right? Having to have the 6,000 milliamp battery, and having to be able to charge it in less than 35 minutes using um, their fast charging, what do you call it, Super VOOC fast charging, that goes up to 80 to 100 watts. But for the US, we received the 80 watts brick. Internationally, they receive 100 watts brick. So, but regardless which one you use or which one you have, if you have the OnePlus 13, it still charges the phone, from 0 to 100 in less than 35 minutes. Having a 6,000 milliamp, I mean, that's great. So, I mean, if you ever, in comparison to other smartphones, like let's say the S25 Ultra, it only has 5,000 milliamp, and it takes more than an hour. I think it's like an hour 35 minutes or something, or an hour 30. Don't quote me, but I know it's more than an hour to fully charge the device at 45 watts. And even though it's at 45 watts, it still takes more than an hour and a half. But having this, OnePlus 13 able to charge it at 35 minutes, it's been, it's so convenient. Never knew how convenient it was until you actually experience that fast charging. And this is my first phone that I've ever used that has this capability. So needless to say, it's been very useful. This phone also charges at 50 watts wireless charging, and unfortunately I do not have this AirVook wireless charging, which charges at 50 watts. So I do not have that, unfortunately. So hopefully down the road I'll be able to purchase one, but not right now. I think it costs about $80 if you were to purchase it by itself, without bundling it with the phone during the time of OnePlus promotion. And also the promotion, that was when they took off $100 off for the 512 variant. That I think a few days ago it ended the promotion, so now you'll be paying about $1,000 for this variant, the one I have right now. But hopefully that, for those, hopefully you yourself, you bought one OnePlus 13 and you took advantage of that. Great. Awesome. But for those who didn't and still thinking of getting the OnePlus 13, $1,000 for this variant, it's still good in comparison to other competitors, especially when you're looking at the newest Samsung S25 Ultra, which starts at 1,300, and I believe it only gives you 12 gigabytes of RAM and what, 256 a gigabyte, which is a bit low in comparison to this phone. But without getting too far off the subject, so the next one I'll be talking about is the having the dual SIM tray. This phone has the SIM 1 and SIM 2, so it can take two SIM cards from the SIM tray. And what's great about it is that you can actually turn the SIM 2 into eSIM, right? So of course it's gonna turn off that physical SIM 2, and and then use that, convert that to eSIM, right? You can turn the eSIM right there, and having that capability of switching the physical SIM to eSIM, especially if you travel a lot, or let's say you tend to use multiple numbers and you just want to use one device, that comes in very handy. So for instance, for myself, I use a T-Mobile as my personal main SIM card, and I use US Mobile. And what's great about US Mobile is you can choose any of the three major networks, and they call themselves as the super carrier. But anyway, so the one I chose to use under US Mobile is the Warp 5G, which is basically Verizon, but they also have called Dark Star, which is AT&T, and Lightspeed, which is T-Mobile. But in my case, I use Warp 5G, which is Verizon. And if you're under Verizon, that is you get the priority data, and depending on what tier you get, whether it's what 30 gigabytes or 50 gigabytes of priority data. But regardless what you get, the whole entire thing is priority data. But anyway, so that's great having it, especially for instance if you were to travel and let's say that it's more convenient for you to turn on an eSIM. You can just basically turn it on, it'll deactivate the physical SIM card and utilize the eSIM. And let's say you're in a different country again, and they easily offer a physical SIM card at one of the airports that you stop by. You can just turn off the eSIM and slap on the physical SIM card. It's great. So I think that's very convenient. I haven't seen any device that's so I don't see Samsung or Google or not even Apple anymore. So Samsung or Google even offers that option, but OnePlus has that option. And this phone, of course, has the IR blaster. I don't use it as much that I thought I would be, but it's great. It's there, but I only use it maybe 2 or 3 times just to test it out. And it's just a basic, it's just a basic virtual remote, basically. I mean, it's great to have that, easily accessible, especially when can't find the remote. You can just use this. It's a very simple setup. All you have to do is point your phone towards the TV while it's on, and you just have to shuffle through to the different channels until it triggers, until it finds that, I guess that same signal. Then it turns off the TV. Then from then you're connected. So then the next one is the ROM to RAM allocation. So that one is great, is because having that option to allocate some of your storage into RAM, it's beautiful. It's out of Samsung, Apple don't. Well, actually, I take the back. Samsung does offer this option now. I'll talk about that when I talk about the S25 Ultra in a couple of weeks. But yeah, I noticed that when I went to their settings, I noticed that they have this feature. I believe I only glimpsed at it, but I 100%. I think I think it's there. But anyway, so the OnePlus 13 allows you to use some of your storage into a RAM. So right now I have the variant I got is a 16 gigabyte of RAM, and you can allocate between 4, 8, or 12, as you can see right here. I mean, I think that's great. I mean, I don't think you're gonna be able to use all of them, especially 16 gigabytes. I mean, I barely use I use about 12 gigabytes of use. Again, I'm a heavy user. I play games too. That takes a lot of RAM as well. But anyway, so over here, as you can see, if you got 16 gigabyte plus 12, I mean, you got that's you got 28 gigabytes of RAM of of what you can use, what the phone can use. I mean, that's plentiful. I think that's an overkill to have that much. But it's great to have that, right? That option. So there you go. So one of the plus, pun intended, of this OnePlus 13 is to have this feature as well. Another one that's OnePlus is known for, of course, is the alert slider, where you can have on, which is down, then the middle is the vibrate, and the top is silent. Within the fly, I mean, if you're in a meeting and at least you don't have to go dig through the notification settings, you can just toggle between the alert sliders. So big plus on that. And of course, I talk about the battery having 6,000 milliamp. You know, the phone uses the latest, latest battery available, and most Chinese manufacturers now uses the new silicon carbon batteries, or they also called nanostack batteries. 6,000 milliamp, big capacity, pretty much can, your phone can last for, a day and a half, or even 2 days, depending on how heavy you use the phone. And I've gone pretty much a day and a half, perhaps, being able to use this phone, daily driving it, heavy user, and able to get that far from, when you wake up all the way at night, sleep. By the time you wake up, you probably still have 18 or 15% left. Then you can just slap this in their proprietary charger, a SuperVOOC, 80 to 100 watts, depending which one you have. It'll charge the phone in less than 35 minutes. And that pretty much takes about, when you get ready to go to work, you shower, eat breakfast, whatnot. By the time you grab the phone is ready as well. So ready for the day, and you don't have to worry about charging the phone in between. So that's super great. And Oxygen OS, never have any complaints with it. It's buttery smooth. It's one of the smoothest OS I've ever used, coming from Samsung, and other Android phones. But I think this is one of the smoothest operating system out there. But I love it. I like it. You probably like it as well if you were to get the OnePlus 13. And it's basically, there's rarely any bloatware. You don't get, there's no separate store app like Samsung offers in there. They have a separate store app. It does have their own notes. Right here is the yellow one, which is fine. It has some AI integrated with it. You can format, you can make it casual. There's a lot of tools that you can do. So here I'm taking some notes, and let's say if I were to have AI redo my writing, it's right there. You have format, cleanup, polish, continue writing, elaborate, short, informal, casual. I think those are very handy tools to have, especially you just want to drop all your ideas together, and then have AI clean it up for you, and give you a good draft. Of course, you still have to edit yourself just to make sure that everything aligns on what you're trying to write about. So useful AI. They didn't throw too much of AI, like it wasn't all AI focused, in comparison to Samsung during their Samsung Unpack event about a month ago. So this is just pretty much they only give you what you need, and that's great. So it's not AI focused, and mainly all hardware focused. And some people would would love that. I'm more of a hardware focused. I'd rather have all this latest greatest hardware specs compared to just all software focused. It's just all about AI, and I don't think people are ready all about AI right now. So, but anyway, so the next thing I'm going to be talking about is the display. I have no complaint with this display as a average user. It's bright, it's clear, it's it's a beautiful display. So you can so you got light mode, you can have the schedule, brightness. I believe this can go up to 45 or something like that, 4500, 4500 pixel brightness or something like that. Don't quote me, but that's more than enough for you to literally see what's on the screen. I don't think you'll be able to hit those bright peak brightness. But anyway, so you got color modes, you got natural, pro, vivid. I leave mine in natural. I like it. You got comfort sleep. You know, I have those scheduled when the sunset. You got, you know, font. You only got 3 fonts. So unlike Samsung, you got multiple fonts you can, you know, choose from. Then you can download other fonts as well. But this one only gives you 3, which is just fine, you know. But if you're all about fonts, you know, you might be disappointed that you only get 3 to choose from. Then display size. By default, it's on standard, but I like it. You know, I brought it down small so that way I can fit everything in this big screen. You got image sharpener and video color boost. Those will tend to eat up more of your battery, but all it does is sharpen the image, and the other one, you know, sharpen the color during video. So it's self-explanatory. So you got rotate, screen off. So you got all this basic stuff, you know. You can do auto select, standard or high. Then as well as screen resolution. I have it in auto select. I mean, you know, I don't see the big difference. I mean, the great is, you know, the screen is so great. I can't even tell the difference between standard and high, and you know, I don't know when it switches. So, but anyway, so can't complain with the screen. It's one of the best screen I've seen. And I think I like this screen better than the screen from the, let me get that here, from my Google Pixel 9 Pro. So I mean from the video, I mean, I don't think you can tell the difference, but you know, if I have it you know, having in front of me, I prefer the OnePlus 13 most definitely. So the next one I'll be talking about is IP68-69 rating. I mean, there's plenty of videos there that, you know, people put it in the dishwasher, you know, have it blasted with high pressure water, you know, high temperature is able to survive those. So I'm not gonna do that on my phone, but there's plenty of videos out there that you can probably search, and they'll, you know, test the phone out, you know, themselves. This is my this is my phone. I paid for this. I paid this phone on with my own money, so I'm not gonna be doing that. But yeah, so take their word for it. You know, it's great to have. At least the durability is there. You know, peace of mind, right? Especially at the price point of this phone, which, you know, which other premium phones don't even include, or you know, don't even have 69. So so anyway, so the next one is the first party cases. So at least the first party cases, you know, from OnePlus, the one I have here is the wood grain magnetic case. Great case, I love it. It's very minimalistic. It will not protect your phone 100%, but it will protect it in, you know, a little bit. So, but I tend to be very you know, careful with my phone anyway. So you know, this is a great case. I love it, you know. So again, slap it in here, and there you go. That's what it looks like. I mean, it looks classy. That's the reason why I like the wood grain over the I also have the sandstone magnetic case, as well as the aramid magnetic case, aramid fiber magnetic case. But I prefer this over the other two. Is because, you know, again, it's the classy look, and you don't see it every day. People rocking a wood case, right? And it's actually real wood. So then my second favorite is the sandstone case, which I don't have it with me right now. I'll put it somewhere. I can't find it, but it's, you know, that one has the if you ever felt the sandpaper, a fine sandpaper. So that's how it feels like, you know, and, you know, of course, it's a case. So there's a lot of grip to it. The downside is that if you use MagSafe accessories all the time, and, you know, taking it off, twisting it, it'll tend to remove that little what do you call it? Okay, I guess the sandstone feel. It'll start removing parts of it, so you got to be careful about that. The aramid fiber case, that one is great. I like the look of it. It has the, you know, the red ring around it. The only reason why I don't like that, and it's not my second favorite, is because it tends to be a finger magnet. So you'll see all your oily fingerprint all over the case over time, and it just doesn't look good it just doesn't look good. You have to keep wiping it down just to clean it up. But this one right here, you won't even see my fingerprint or anything, no oil. I think it's gonna age pretty well over time. I'm not sure, like how some leather are, but I don't know. I mean, it was a little bit lighter than this before, but now it's a little bit more brownish. So who knows? It might, the look might change over time. But if it does, then I'll talk about it and just kind of give everyone an update. So yeah, and again, when I got this phone during the promotion. I only got it, only bought it at $8.99. Like I said, from Best Buy. I also received a 100 Best Buy gift card. And I didn't get, if I were to buy this, or if I had bought this from OnePlus, of course I would have received the free accessories. But unfortunately, I was too late to purchase at the time where they were offering a lot of good freebies, and and I didn't really need to get a watch from them, and I think it was the 12 what was it, the 3R, I mean watch 3R or 2R, is it 2R? Yeah, the watch 2R. So no, I don't need that. So anyways, so the next one I'll be talking about is the downside of owning a OnePlus. And I think this is pretty much, if you're a gadget enthusiast, or you've been using OnePlus for a while, is that, there's a lack of third-party accessories available out there. There's not much of a third-party options for the OnePlus 13. You won't find, all the support that, Samsung, Apple, Google gets from third parties. For OnePlus, your best bet is only the OnePlus store, or if you were to go to AliExpress or something like that, you might find some, cheap cases that's from overseas. But yeah, that's the downside of owning a OnePlus. There's not much of an option if you're that type of person who likes accessories and or changing the your case pretty much every day just to match your style or whatnot. But yep, that's all you have, the 3 official cases and whatever's available on AliExpress. The next one is so even though OnePlus stated that this is a flat screen, right? Even though they said this is a flat screen, I mean, it is a flat screen, but it has a slight curve, right, all around the screen, like they call it 4D or something like that. But even though it's a flat screen, you will hardly find any good screen protector on Amazon or AliExpress or any of that. Majority of the time you'll find like one of those film screen protector, which is great, but it still doesn't have the same feel if you prefer filling on the glass than filling on the plastic. So there's not a lot of tempered glass available out there. You'll find tempered glass screen protector, but it comes with those weird circle thing where your fingerprint goes to, just to unlock your device. And I have I already bought 2 before, and it was a bad experience, and none of those screen protector ever worked on the using your fingerprint. It makes your fingerprint sensor useless. So I highly suggest not to get any of those tempered glass screen protector with those fingerprint. I guess I don't even know what you call it, but circles to allow your fingerprint to be read. But just don't get those. But if you want a screen protector, I mean, the phone does come with a screen protector, but it's very, very cheap. It scratches easily. I took mine off. It only lasted maybe 2 or 3 days, and it drove me crazy with the little micro scratches around it. And unfortunately, unfortunately, I don't know if you can see it here. I think you can see it right there. You see that little dent right there? Yep. Yeah, so I already dinged this with my Garmin watch, and the Garmin watch I have is the Garmin Epix 2, and it's, you know, it's made in titanium. Not of course it's not Garmin, but I'm just saying that the case around it hit the watch and pretty much took a good gash off the screen. So you know, that was unfortunate that happened, but now I have this long line right here, pretty much. I mean, it's not a crack, it's just more like, you know, abrasion and one slight deep, you know, gash, you know, from the screen. So that was unfortunate that happened. And again, I wish that some OnePlus had available tempered glass, or they offer tempered glass screen protector, but you know, that's what it is. But anyway, so the last thing I'm going to talk about is the OS support. So this device will only get I believe four 4 years of OS update and 6 years of security update, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, don't expect to receive the same OS and security update as the Samsung and Google. And I believe theirs receives about 7 years each. So 7 years of OS, 7 years of security each. So if you tend to keep your phone that long, I don't even think that, you know, people keep their phone for 7 years. You know, it's best for you to probably stick with Apple or Samsung. But if you're one of those people who upgrades their phone yearly, 2 years or 3 years, this should be more than enough for you to hang on the phone and still receive those updates. But the only issues I have with those, even though they support 7 years of OS and security, you know, the battery, especially when it uses lithium battery, they don't tend to last, you know, that long. I mean, by 2 or 3 years, the battery most likely degraded, you know, between what, 70 to 80% by that time. I mean, I know batteries is becoming really good nowadays compared to, you know, couple years ago, 5, 7, 8 years ago. But now, you know, batteries nowadays, I mean, they tend to do really well. But let's see how this new battery that they use, the silicon carbon battery, lasts. But you know, but so far so good. I have no complaints. So yeah, so if you're into in the market of getting a OnePlus 13, in my perspective, I highly recommend it, especially for the price. You know, there's a lot of deals out there you might be able to find. Look around, you know, it's just not OnePlus. You can, you know, look deals, especially if you're, you know, you don't want to get the, you know, a brand new phone, right? You can, there's the market called Swappa. You can just go to the swappa.com. There's a lot of people there that sells used, you know, mint good condition, or even a new phone they don't want. So I mean, just check out the website. Again, you know, disclaimer, it's not, this video is not sponsored by Swappa. I'm just recommending that website for those who's interested of buying a used OnePlus 13, or perhaps may be able to find a brand new one from the website. But that's where I usually get some of my accessories too, is from Swappa. You know, they usually have good deals from that website. So highly recommended. Go to that website, check it out. So yeah, so if you're looking into a market, don't want to spend too much money, but still get the greatest and latest and you know, phone out there, and I would have to say OnePlus did manage to, you know, keep the throne of the name of being the flagship killer. And I think they hit every part of what a flagship killer is supposed to be. You know, hardware, the latest greatest hardware at, you know, at the competitive price, right? So hey, you know, this phone starts at $899 with the 256. versus 1300 from Samsung Ultra 25 Ultra at 256. So there's a couple $100. So you pick and choose. I'm not telling you you should choose this over that. It's all up to you, but I'm just providing my perspective of the OnePlus 13 in hopes that you yourself can make a decision for yourself what you think is best for you. That's all I have for today. Thank you all for watching my video. Thank you for taking your time. And if you got to the end of this video, highly appreciate it. It helps the channel a lot. This is my starting a new journey, creating my starting my own channel. So hopefully down the road my video gets a little bit better. I'll learn a few things here and there, but basically I'm doing this all by myself right now. So again, thank you for the support. Thank you for watching this video, and without further ado, thank you all. Stay techy, my friends. All right, bye now.